After doing a lot of research, meeting with a lot of clinicians, and just basically getting like no help from what my experience was with Western medicine, I decided to go to the interwebs. And then I just started like researching different hashtags so I could hear from different people's experiences, and you popped up. Your consultation was different. You listened to every single thing that I said, and then you kind of gave me almost like you alluded to the fact where you kind of knew what to treat me with depending on the further evaluation based off the initial conversation. And that made me feel comfortable. It made me feel confident in your experience and expertise. And it also made me feel heard because I was kind of going in and out of being healthy. So I grew up relatively healthy, like eating healthy. So making those little changes were not a problem for me. My problem was my line of work, where I was constantly in and out of events, in and out of catering to clients, literally, and meeting with clients, whining and dining, hanging out with friends. And I think I was going from like juicing and eating healthy at home to jumping into these events where I'm like, okay, there's nothing I can eat, but it's dinner time, so I'm just gonna kind of do it anyway, and I don't want to cause any social rift. Let me just go with the flow. And what that was doing is it was putting my body into like metabolic and hormonal jolts and, you know, ebbs and flows and ups and downs very drastically. And I didn't know that that's what I was doing to myself. So even though I knew I wasn't feeling well after, I didn't know the like full ramifications of what I was doing. So that's kind of where I was before. So I had large fibroids when I first encountered you. I had digestion problems, and then all the hormonal issues that I had just described, such as like lack of sleep and all those things. Had several of them. And like I said, with clinicians, there was no option. It was just like, you have to have a hysterectomy. And I'm like, that's going to put me into full-blown menopause, among other things. And that was when I was like 30. And I was like, okay, like thinking that I might have to go through like induced menopause at 30 was like shocking. So I said no. I tried to manage it on my own. Like I said, I was going up and down with my diet, in and out. And so it just kept getting worse over time. And then by the time I got to you, I was having severe indigestion and severe digestion problems. So I was dealing with the digestion problems, and I honestly praise God, because I feel like if I didn't have the digestion problems in the forefront on top of the fibroid problem and then buried with the hormonal problem, I feel that I probably would have just scheduled the surgery and be like, take it out. Right? And so I feel like God allowed there to be another layer of a problem so that I could come to you and literally start alleviating all the problems at once. So yeah, I think it's the consistency that you provide and your team provides. I think that is the hardest part for me personally, and I think most people, is sometimes it's the getting started, and once you get started, it's the consistency. And I think you guys always kept me on task. You're like, don't forget to schedule your appointment, you know, because we have our one-on-ones. Don't forget to schedule your appointment. Hey, did you work out today? Hey, you know, what's your diet looking like? How's your sleep going? And these check-ins is almost like therapy. So it was like helping me, like, you're asking me these questions. I have to like consciously, honestly answer them and say it out loud to hear it, right? And recall what I did or didn't do. So I think the difference of working with your team is the consistency and hands-on, and that's why I chose the private program, because everyone learns different and everyone is at a different stage. And I knew that if I did a group program, my sis next to me might not be dealing with what I'm dealing with, and she might be getting fed. I might not be, because maybe mine's more progressed than hers. And I knew that. So that's why I did the private client package. And so what I would tell everybody who's on this live is I would basically say, you know, definitely do your research. Definitely don't wait until you're kind of at your wit's end. And also, the Hormone Academy has so many different package options that can fit people's needs wherever they're at, and also the financial situation.